businesses need funding, because I think businesses struggle to operate if they don't have capital. So we manage funds on behalf of quite a number of different corporates, and we've got different funds, and each fund has a particular mandate. So I think the first thing that we have to assess is which bucket.
If you're asking me before you fund me, I don't have the capacity. I'll have it after you give me the money.
Yes, no, I think we have a view of what your business will look like after we've given you the funding.
Our guest today is Stella Mpofu. We are sitting with the CFO of IDF Capital. We're going to be doing a series I think it's an exciting one for entrepreneurs in particular, because we'll present you to funding opportunities, networking opportunities, to an event that you can attend and really develop yourself or hang around people that are on the path that you're on. And I'm introducing you to one of them today. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
You're telling me about hockey.
Yes.
Before we get all technical and talk funding and what you do.
Yes, I played hockey in high school many years ago.
Were you any good though?
Yeah, I like to think I was good. I played for my school, played for my province back then.
Oh, okay. How was high school life like for you? Were you one of those intelligent kids that messed things up for us? Because I'll tell you why I'm asking. I always laugh at this part. My dad passed away when I was in high school. Mm-hmm. He only got to see me win a prize once. And that was the last year of high school. And for some reason, he had stopped coming to prize-giving days, prize-giving events. And he would say, we don't just want to accompany other kids, but we know you're not winning. That year, he decided to come. That year, I won 2 hours.
Fantastic.
So were you one of those kids that were messing it up for us?
I think I was. But, there's always those children that get all the trophies, and then maybe a few that get 1 or 2.
A couple of them
So
along
I
the
was
way.
one of those that just got the 1 or the 2. I didn't walk away with all the trophies.
It's all
So
good.
I was in between.
When we say CFO of IDF Capital, that's a big title. What do you do?
I do a lot. Do we have time?
Try summarize it.
Okay, so I'm predominantly responsible for the financial management of the business. So I take care of the business's balance sheet, basically. Its assets. I make sure all its liabilities have been paid. I also make sure that the company has enough money to do what it needs to do. In a nutshell, that's like my overall responsibility. Okay. But I also take care of things like compliance, to make sure that we're compliant with laws and regulations. I also do the treasury aspects to make sure that we are maximizing on all the capital, the cash that we have, and making more cash. And there's more that I do, but in a nutshell.
That sounds, what do you love about it? That sounds so technical.
I love the technical bits.
Okay, a lot of the people that are going to listen and watch us are entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs, and I know one of the things that they always cry about is funding.
Yes.
Where do you get contact with any entrepreneur's submission or application?
Okay, so definitely businesses need funding, because I think businesses struggle to operate if they don't have capital. And for me, businesses, I normally get involved in the process once our credit or investment team have done their analysis, they've gone through the application, sifted through.
So I would have submitted an application for funding to IDF.
Yes.
Do you have limits?
Oh, we've got various
like
limits.
Bottom limits. If I apply for 200, you tell me, nah, you're too small for us. Go to other people. We want a couple of millions.
Okay, so we manage funds on behalf of quite a number of different corporates, and we've got different funds, and each fund has a particular mandate. So I think the first thing that we have to assess is which bucket your application would fall into. You know, some of our funds are sector specific, some are product specific, you know, some are debt, some are equity, some are different sectors that we can only fund in. So when your application comes to us, we first of all look at which is the most optimal bucket that your application would fit into.
Well, so I don't have to know in advance. I can just submit an application and you'll direct me from there.
I think it would help if you were able to go to our website and just have an overview of what we do, what we fund. Because I think there we give an overview of some of the sectors that we fund, some of the things that we do, so that at least you know when you're applying that, yes, this is the right organization to put your application through. We do advertise on social media. We've got our website, and that has a lot of information. So once you sort of have an idea of what we do, and you think, yeah, maybe I have a chance here, then bring your application through, and then we'll do that assessment for you.
So if I get rejected, I know it's you. I'm joking.
Well, not necessarily, because your application will go through several different steps. So that initial step is just a very high level overview to see, do you tick our main boxes? You know, if you're coming for PO funding, do you have the PO? Because sometimes we have people coming in for that short-term funding. They don't even have, for example, a purchase order. So automatically you don't qualify, right? So I think, you know, depending on what it is that you're coming for, if you're looking for a longer-term facility, a big amount, obviously your application will need a lot more paperwork than if you're just coming for a purchase order finance. So I think your product, what you're looking for, the quantum that you're looking for, and the sector you're in, etc., then determine how long that process takes and what kind of information we need to make that assessment.
So if I have everything, normally how long does the process take?
Again, it depends. Are you coming for PO? POs generally you could look at 2 to 3 weeks, but term loans would take a bit long, and it really does depend on what it is that you're applying for. So I wouldn't want to tell you your application will be done in a week.
I think any entrepreneur will get what you're saying with your answer, because I guess if you're applying, if the application involves equity, there's a bigger due diligence process that has to follow.
Absolutely.
All right. So if I submit, the process goes on, it gets to you, you sit in a committee and you have to assess whether or not I'm a risky entrepreneur or...
Correct.
How do you make that judgment?
Correct. So I think we're not just looking at you as an entrepreneur on your own. We are looking at a whole host of risks that are that are underlying in your application. So yes, you as an entrepreneur, we look at how credit worthy you are. We look at your history, how you've performed in other debts that you've had, whether you've had defaults or judgments against you. We look at your entire credit history to make sure that you as a person is sound. But we also look at your business. Okay, so what are you coming, you know, what are you coming, are you going to be purchasing goods from a particular supplier, for example? Then we look at that supplier. Are they a reliable supplier? You know, are they known in the marketplace? You know, do they have the capacity to deliver whatever goods that you need?
In instances where the supplier is like a monopoly, I don't have many options.
Well, yes, if you don't have many options, we'll still vet to say, well, is that still a good supplier for you? You know, will you be able to get the goods that you need in order for you to deliver what you need to deliver so that you can get paid, so we can get paid? So whatever is a risk for you is a risk for us. So I think most of the people that come to us are not as sophisticated, you know, as maybe the people that go to the banks. So I think we also do spend a bit of time also explaining to them our due diligence process, so that we're not just sending them here and there. They also must understand why. Why are we looking at their supplier, for example? What's the interest that we have? When we say they need insurance, why are we insisting that they need insurance? Because we want to protect their business, because if we can protect their business, we will be able to get paid as well. So what
so
works
you've
for
looked
you
at insurance, you've looked at the supplier, you've looked at my credit score.
We also look at your ability to perform on that contract. So the operational risk, are you able to deliver what you say you'll deliver to the quantity that your client requires, so that they can be satisfied with whatever you're going to deliver to them?
Isn't that harder to prove if when you fund me, I'm going to buy equipment that increases my capacity? So if you're asking me before you fund me, I don't have the capacity. I'll have it after you give me the money.
Yes, no, I think we have a view of what your business will look like after we've given you the funding. So that's quite easy to assess. But I think we want to know that if we give you our money, A, do you have the capacity to do what you say you will do? And do you have the ability to deliver what you say you need to deliver? Because ultimately, it's all about you being able to repay us. If we give you a loan, okay, we're giving you that loan so that you can repay us, right? So it's not grant funding, it's a loan. And I think many entrepreneurs struggle with that concept. Because I think a lot of people think, if you look at ESD funds, for example, a lot of entrepreneurs think that that's money for free. But it's not always grant funding, you know.
Well, with ESG, I think that's coming from the fact that a lot of it is grants.
A lot of it is grants, but some of it is loans. It's debt. So I think entrepreneurs need to be very careful in terms of their understanding of the type of funding that they are getting. If they're getting grant funding, then that's great. But if they're applying for a loan is different from a grant. A loan you have to pay back. You know, it's a commitment that you're making. So at the end of the day, we're not giving you this money so that you can go and buy a new Lamborghini, you know?
Which some will if you don't supervise.
Absolutely. We're giving you this money so that you can put into your business, so that your business can grow. You know, and as your business grows, your profits will grow, and then you'll be able to buy your Lamborghini out of the profits that you make.
I'm curious, how far do your checks go? Because I was talking to someone yesterday and they were saying what saved a lady, what saved her husband, because she got sequestrated. What saved her husband was that they were married out of community of property. Do you check that far? And do you check my partner's credit histories if I've got other directors? Do you go that far?
We do if we have to. Again, if you're married in community of property, we normally need consent from your spouse or your partner.
Okay.
And we, depending on the security package, I mean, if we have to get personal sureties and we have to get guarantees, shareholder guarantees, etc., then yes, we'll be approaching your partner, or we'll be approaching your business partners, fellow directors in the business. So we go to the extent of unpacking the transactions. But like I said, it's all product dependent. The amount of work that we do for a purchase order transaction is different from what we will do for a term loan. If we're giving you a term loan, we will definitely want to know. We'll want to know everything. We'll want to get to the bottom of exactly how your business is structured. And to the degree that you mentioned, if you are married in community of property, yes, we'll have to obviously get consent from your spouse. And if there are cross guarantees within, let's say, a group context, we'll still need to get those. So we'll want to see how the other, how the group is formed, what other operating entities there are. Is it possible to get cross guarantees? But I mean, that's on the extreme, right?
Yeah, it is.
For most entrepreneurs, especially purchase order funding, we would not go that far.
Yeah, well, I like to think on the extreme. I put myself in the shoes of someone I would have had complaining about funding and stuff. And I'll tell you, one of the things that they cry about is this surety that a lot of the times the banks or the finance institutions will ask for surety that I don't have. Have you found yourselves in situations where when you assess the potential of the entrepreneur, it's high, when you assess the potential of the business is high, but because of the background of the entrepreneur, they don't have the surety?
Yeah. No, we come across that a lot. But remember, we're not a traditional banker. So I think we look at that credit risk slightly differently to the banks. We do accept a slightly higher risk because we are dealing with entry-level entrepreneurs, people starting out sometimes. Maybe this is the second or third time that they've got funding for their business, and they've got several contracts that they've worked on in the past. Now they've got that big one that needs funding, and they're stepping up. So yes, you're right. They don't have as much security as the bigger companies have. So we tend to look at that and consider other ways of securing the money that we have. So we now use software, for example, that can help us monitor bank accounts. We use software that can help us collect. So if we're quite confident that the entrepreneur that we are investing in is trustworthy and, over the past they've conducted themselves well, instead of necessarily requiring that surety, we could work on the basis of we are going to monitor that transaction strictly, and we're going to use other mechanisms to collect. So then that might not be the necessary thing, but we do take we like to not take surety as such, but you would need to give your personal guarantee to say at least you are standing behind your project. So I think you need to provide your skin in the game and make sure that at least you've provided something within the context of the project that will encourage you to to do well.
Well, I think you've dropped enough tips. You're big on risk, eh? Tell us about the event that you guys have coming. Let's invite some people who will want to come, what they can expect.
We're very, very excited about the festival. So we've got the Festival of Entrepreneurship that we are hosting in July. And, this is a celebration.
Yeah.
Celebration of entrepreneurs. People who are entrepreneurs are very brave. I mean, to start a business, you really need to be brave. And it's a lot of work. I think people don't realize how much work goes into starting a business and then, helping that business to grow and ultimately building up an empire. And so we as an organization, we deal with entrepreneurs all the time. So this is something that we have started. It's the first of many to celebrate the entrepreneurs out there that, that work hard, that, invest in their businesses and that have a dream that they are nurturing.
Okay, that's cool. Who can apply? Because I want to go.
Everyone. It's open to everyone. So it's open to companies that are looking to meet entrepreneurs. It's open to entrepreneurs that want to come and hear what other people have done, who want to come and maybe learn about where they can find funding. We'll be inviting, people from the private sector, banking institutions, corporates there. There'll be a host of people. Maybe you're just curious and you want, you've got an idea in your mind, you don't know what to do, you're thinking of starting something. Come be with us and hear
for the 2
other
days
people's stories, and come and just be a part of what we are doing. Because you never know what you're going to pick up. You never know what gems are going to be spoken that might ignite your passion to start your business.
Thank you so much. Let me put you on the spot. Can you, to that camera, say something to someone who has supported you, whoever you want to say thank you to?
Now, I just want to thank, those people that have mentored me personally on my journey over the years. I've had people that have taught me concepts in finance that I didn't know, people that were patient in terms of, teaching me how to maybe do financial analysis or risk. And also, people who I've presented maybe a paper to, which hasn't been correct, but I've taken the time to really help me understand where I've gone wrong and corrected me and then helped me to learn. I think those are the people I'm most grateful for.
You didn't want to name names.
No, there are too many to name.
I thought I'd put you in trouble. That's a very tricky question, because you name one name, someone will ask you, what about me? And now you realize, goodness, you really are important.
No, but there are some very special people out there that are willing to give up their time and willing to give up, their knowledge to help others. And because of that, I've also become someone who really wants to be supportive and to help. So there are a couple of people I help as well.
We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
All right, so thank you. See you on the next episode.